wonderful day to everyone and welcome to this channel. Hello great learners, this is your teacher on screen, Teacher Mel from the Eastern Samar National Comprehensive High School, and I'm inviting you all to another exciting learning experience right at the comfort of your home. Come with me as we take the journey of discovering the wonderful world of English 8. I'm sure you are now excited to learn the lessons in English 8, so come on, get your pen, your paper, and your module, and let's start to learn English. Have you experienced difficulty connecting your ideas and coming up with a well-organized message? Have you heard any speech which you find difficult to understand? Well, this module is carefully crafted to help you use and understand cohesive devices in various types of speech. Moreover, this module has different activities that are highly engaging, which will help you understand the functions and application of these cohesive devices. Hopefully, this will guide you through your writing. This will also help you write cohesively. The most essential learning competency covered in this module focuses on the use of appropriate cohesive devices in various types of speech. Our objectives: as a learner, you are expected to classify the different types of cohesive devices, use appropriate cohesive devices in a paragraph, create a speech using appropriate cohesive devices, and realize the importance of using cohesive devices in a speech. In your previous module, you learned about analyzing literature as a mirror of people's shared heritage. Similarly, maintaining unity in writing shares that characteristics of literature. In making sure meaning is clearly conveyed, we consider writing in the most cohesive way. In this activity, you will be assessed on the extent of your learning from the previous lesson in connection with the current topic. Let's do the activity Memory Check. Directions: read the next passage, answer the following questions. Write only the letter of your answer on a separate sheet of paper. The Man with the Coconuts. Adapted story from Mabel Cook Cole, Philippine Folk Tales. One day, there was a man who had been in the forest to gather his coconuts. He loaded his horse heavily with them. On his way home, he met a boy and a girl whom he asked on how long it would take him to reach the house. "If you go slowly," said the boy, looking at the load on the horse, "you will arrive very soon. But if you go fast, it will take you all day." The man could not believe this strange speech, so he hurried his horse. However, the coconuts fell off and he had to stop to pick them up. Then he hurried his horse all the more to make up for lost time. Still, the coconuts fell off again. Many times he did this, and it was night when he reached home. Number 1. Where did the story take place? A. In the farm. B. In the forest. C. In his house. Or D. In the city. Number 2. How will you describe the character in the story? A. Boastful. B. Kind. C. Disobedient. D. Impatient. Number 3. What do you think is the message of the passage? A. Never listen to the advice of others. B. Being closed-minded is good for you. C. Accepting help from others is a bad thing. D. If you rush things out, you will never finish your work on time. In the second paragraph, how is the word but used in the sentence? A. To add information. B. To show contrast of ideas. C. To show result. D. To express action. Number 5. Which among the choices express the functions of the above highlighted words? A. They give connections of ideas. B. They show unity of ideas. C. They make sentences clear and easy to understand. Or D. All of the above. Let's check your answers. Where did the story take place? The answer, letter B, in the forest. Number 2. How will you describe the character in the story? The answer, letter D, impatient. Number 3. What do you think is the message of the passage? The correct answer is letter D. If you rush things out, you will never finish your work on time. Number 4. In the second paragraph, how is the word but used in the sentence? The answer is letter B, to show contrast of ideas. Number 5. Which among the choices express the functions of the above highlighted words? The correct answer is all of the above, letter D. Were you able to get all the correct answers? Very good. Like any form of writing, literature also requires cohesiveness. At this point, it is important to learn how cohesion can best be achieved. Specifically, what devices can writers take advantage to come up with a well-organized message?
Hello, is Anna on the line? I am Mrs. Cruz, her advisor in grade 8.
Yes, ma'am. This is Anna. How are you, ma'am? I've been inside our house since the day the government declared that it is not safe to go out. I miss going to school. I miss listening to your discussions. And I also miss talking with my classmates. However, my parents tell me to stay home because they are concerned of my safety.
Despite the situation we are in, Anna, I am happy to hear all these things from you. You really love going to school. Even I myself miss school and my students so much. Although we are facing a pandemic right now, the Department of Education still puts an effort towards helping you continue schooling. So, the department offers different learning modalities such as online, modular, television or radio-based instruction, and blended learning. Your parents should not worry, for the department considers everyone's safety.
Wow, that sounds great, ma'am. Therefore, we do not have to worry anymore. My parents will be pleased to know this. Since we have internet at home, I think I can do online. Thank you so much for reaching out for me, ma'am. Stay safe and God bless.
You're welcome, Anna. Send my regards to your parents. Stay healthy and enjoy learning.
What is the dialogue all about? What is the concern of Anna's parents in enrolling her to class this school year? How did Mrs. Cruz convince Anna and her parents to attend school? Now that we know what they talked about, let us look closely the cohesive devices used in this conversation. In the first response of Anna, how did she explain to her teacher about her whereabouts during the present situation? She told her teacher that she was in her house since the day that the government declared that it is not safe to go out. The use of since expresses time, describing when she started to stay inside her house. It can also express cause or reason, like in the statement, "Since we have internet at home, I think I can do online." In the response of Mrs. Cruz regarding attending school, how is the word although used? Although in the sentence expresses reason and provide an option to answer the problem mentioned in the situation. Try deleting the words despite and although. What do you think will happen to the statements above? Without those words, the statement seems choppy and disconnected. The ideas presented look as if they are not unified. Why is it important that our ideas are interconnected? It is important for us to be understood by the readers as well as for the clear presentation of ideas. How can we ensure that our ideas are linked together? What devices should we use? We can ensure that our ideas are linked together if we know the functions and purposes of the different cohesive devices. Now that you learned about how to make ideas flow through cohesive devices, let us learn more about other strategies to achieve cohesion. Well, this part of the module will teach you different connectors called cohesive devices which you can use in writing. Study the following sentences. These are some responses which are taken from the previous dialogue. Number 1. Stay healthy and enjoy learning with us. Number 2. Therefore, we do not have to worry anymore. And number 3. However, my parents told me to stay home and stop schooling because they are concerned of my safety. As you can see in the given sentences, you will notice that there are word connectors used to link your ideas to make your sentence clear and easy to understand. In the first sentence, the word "and" is used to add something to the previous idea. It connects the idea of stay healthy and enjoy learning with us. Also, you will notice that both statements start with verbs stay and enjoy. Thus, apart from using the word connector "and", using parallel structures as seen in the example may be used to achieve cohesion. In the second sentence, the word therefore is used to give or show conclusion. With the efforts of the Department of Education with regards to the students attending classes, Anna and her parents therefore do not have to worry about enrollment. Also, you will notice the use of the pronoun we, which apparently refers back to Anna's parents. The use of pronoun is also another cohesive device that you can take advantage. When you keep on referring to the same idea, it makes ideas stick together. In the third sentence, the word but shows contrast of ideas. Also, the word because shows reason. So in the sentence, because Anna's parents are concerned of her safety. Apart from using these connectors, it was also evident that there were a couple of repetitions evident in the dialogue. What words were repeated? The words school and stay were repeated. Also, the idea of the pandemic, which was suggested by the following phrases, the situation right now and pandemic, are repeated. Thus, another way of achieving cohesion is through repetition of ideas or words. This time, let us discuss more about cohesive devices. Cohesion in writing may be achieved through the following means. Number 1, repetition of words or ideas. This helps to focus your ideas and to keep your reader on track. Example: most people find contemporary art difficult to understand. Contemporary art is purposely abstract, leaving the viewers wondering what they are looking at. Number 2, use of synonyms for keywords and phrases. Synonyms are words that have essentially the same meaning and they provide some variety of word choices, helping the reader to stay focused on the idea being discussed. Example: at the end of the run, he was suddenly afraid. The height of the tree terrified him. Number 3, pronouns, determiners. This, that, these, those, he, she, it, they, and we are useful pronouns for referring to previously mentioned. Be sure, however, that what you are referring to is clear. Example: Mr. Noviel Fraga is the CEO of Fraga Fisheries and Company. He became the CEO in 2018. Number 4, use transitional devices linkers, conjunctions, or connectors. These are words which give cues to the readers on the relationships between sentences, joining sentences together. The most common cohesive device used is the use of transitional devices. They are sometimes called linking words, linkers, connectors, or transitional words. These are words or group of words that show the relationship between sentences and paragraphs of a text or speech. These are words like, for example, in conclusion, however, and moreover. We use them to link sentences, paragraphs, or any pieces of texts. In other words, cohesive devices make our ideas coherent, consistent, and organized. Inappropriate use of these can affect the flow of thoughts or ideas expressed in the sentence. So let's have a recap. Again, we can achieve cohesion through repetition of words and ideas, use of synonym, pronouns and determiners, and the use of transitional devices like linkers, conjunctions, or connectors. It is important to remember that the goal is to make the ideas stick together so that unity in meaning is achieved. Cohesive devices may slightly vary as they appear in different text types. Text types may be informative, persuasive, narrative, and demonstrative. Here are the different types of speeches with examples. Try to study the cohesive devices used. The passages are followed by questions. Try answering it on your own. Enjoy learning! Number 1. Informative text. This text serves to provide interesting and useful information to your audience. Example: posting of health protocols is a must. It directs the people on how to follow physical distancing in the workplace, namely, maintaining distance between employees and avoiding mass gatherings. Moreover, posting it at the entrance of every establishment is also advised. Furthermore, establishing daily disinfection procedures like placing hand washing stations and checking of body temperature are strictly practiced. These are simple precautionary measures for the prevention of virus transmission. What do you think is the text all about? How is namely used in the second sentence? The connector namely was used to give examples. In giving information, it is important to show examples for clarity of the purpose. Number 2. Demonstrative text. This type of text teaches you something. They differ from other types mostly because the writer shows its readers how to do things. Example: how to wash your hands properly. According to the World Health Organization (WHO), you need to wash your hands properly so that you can protect yourself against infection. Wash your hands with soap and water, then dry them thoroughly. If not, use alcohol-based hand rub. Washing your hands properly should be as long as singing the happy birthday song twice. Here are the steps. First, you need to wet hands with water. Second, apply enough soap to cover up all hand surfaces. Third, rub hands palm to palm. Fourth, palm to palm with fingers interlaced. Fifth, back to fingers to opposing palms with fingers interlocked. Sixth, rotational rubbing of left hand. Seventh, rotational rubbing of backwards and forwards with clasped fingers of right hand and left hand and vice versa. Then, rinse hands with water and finally, dry thoroughly with a single use of towel. Why do we need to wash our hands properly? If you answered, we need to wash our hands for us to be clean and to avoid acquiring the virus, then you got it right. How are the highlighted words used in the passage? The highlighted words are called cohesive devices. They are used to show the proper sequence or steps on how to wash your hands properly. In writing a demonstrative speech, the cohesive devices to be used show steps or manner of how things should be done. In the paragraph, the highlighted words are the appropriate cohesive devices to be used in demonstrating how to wash hands properly. Number 3. Persuasive. This text is used to convince the readers or listeners to change the way they think or do so they begin doing something new. Example: why go out when it is much safer at home? Why don't you reflect and ponder on lessons brought about by this pandemic rather than blame others? Why do you always have to rant or complain on social media about the government's work when you can be of help to it? My dear friends, this pandemic will never be gone if we, the people, will not help our government officials and frontliners prevent it. The only way we can be of help to them is to follow the implemented policies and health protocols. Hence, let us help all together to heal our country as one. What is being emphasized in the text? It emphasized the need to act during these trying times. We can be of help to them by simply following the implemented policies on health protocols. What do you think is the purpose of the writer? The purpose of the writer is to persuade or convince people to be of help to the government. Are the cohesive devices used appropriate in presenting the ideas of the passage? Yes, it connects appropriately one idea to the others. It makes the passage easy to understand. Number 4. Narrative. A narrative text is used to tell a story, often one that is based on personal experience. Example: on saving. As a young teen, Camelia does not enjoy much of her teenage life unlike the other teenagers do. Her weekends are spent on looking for work so she can earn her allowance. She spends 200 pesos a week, 100 pesos for her lunch, 80 pesos for her fare, and 20 pesos for classroom dues. She earns more than what she needs for the week. Moreover, on Saturdays, her routine would be to go to a distant relative and wash clothes to earn 100 pesos. In the afternoon, she volunteers reading at her neighbor's garden for a small fee. Furthermore, on Sundays after church services, she would iron out her teacher's uniform for 100 pesos. Despite her weekend routine, she remains to be one of the smartest in class. What is the text all about? You are correct. The text narrates how Camelia juggles work to earn money. What is the purpose of the writer? The purpose of the writer is to narrate how Camelia spends her weekends and her manner on saving money. Are the cohesive devices used appropriate in presenting the ideas of the passage? Yes. It shows unity and organization of ideas. It makes the narration clear and easy to understand. From the 4 types of text discussed, it is evident that cohesive devices may slightly vary in different text types. Nevertheless, they are important in making ideas flow and organizing information in the paragraph. Once again, the different text types may be informative. This text serves to provide interesting and useful information to your audience. Next is demonstrative. This type of text teaches you something. They differ from other types mostly because the writer shows its readers how to do things. The third is persuasive. This text is used to convince the readers or listeners to change the way they think or do so they begin doing something new. And the fourth is narrative, where a text is used to tell a story, often one that is based on personal experience. After learning the different cohesive devices used in different text types, I guess you are ready to practice what you learned in the next set of activities. Are you ready? The following activities and assessments are carefully designed in preparation for you to use cohesive devices in connecting ideas to form sentences and paragraphs. Good luck and enjoy! Activity 1A. Classify me. Directions. Look at the linking words inside the box. Classify them based on purpose. Use the organizer below. Write your answers on a separate sheet of paper. Assessment 1A. Fill me. Directions. Fill in the blanks with coordinating conjunctions for, and, nor, but, or, yet so correctly. Write them on a separate sheet of paper. Number 1. My mother will go to the market, blank, buy some fruits. Number 2. I have just finished eating dinner, blank, I am already full. Number 3. Why don't you call Isabel, blank, you to know what time she's coming over tonight? Number 4. Don't tell John about our surprise celebration for his birthday, blank, share our plans to his friends. Number 5. I am planning to buy a new laptop, blank, my money is not enough. Assessment 1B. Choose me. Directions. Choose a synonym from the box to replace a word in each sentence. Copy the sentence in a separate sheet of paper. Underline the word in the sentence and write the replacement word. The words are loyal, new, polite, safe, vacant, weak. Number 1. The guards made sure the plane was secure. Number 2. My dog is a faithful friend. Number 3. The old woman was very frail. Number 4. It is always nice to be courteous to others. Number 5. The abandoned house was empty. Activity 2. Which is which? Directions. Read the two texts below, after which, answer the questions that follow on a separate sheet of paper. Text A. Cell phones are important for students in terms of communication. Cell phones should still be regulated in school. It is used for educational purposes. This is due to several reasons: disrupting the learning process, tempting students to cheat, making others feel inferior, or worse, making way to cyberbullying. Text B. Although cell phones are important for students in terms of communication, they should still be regulated in school unless it is used for educational purposes. This is due to several reasons such as disrupting or disturbing the learning process, tempting or attracting students to cheat, making others feel inferior, or worse, making way to cyberbullying. Number 1. Which do you think is better? Text A or B? Number 2. What is the main difference between the two given selections? Number 3. What are the cohesive devices used? Number 4. What do you think is the importance of using cohesive devices in writing? Number 5. What type of text is used? Number 6. Apart from the use of transition words, are there other cohesive devices evident in the text? Activity 3. You complete me. You're almost done. This time, I want you to complete the passage. Write your answers in a separate answer sheet. Choose the appropriate cohesive devices from the choices inside the box to complete the passage. Then, identify the type of text used. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Some items may have the same answers. One day, John drove his car for work. Blank, he was on his way. He noticed that the road was under repair. He needed to find a way, blank, he could reach his destination early. Blank, he arrived. He was instructed by his boss to work with Ian on their next project. Blank, he is not yet familiar with Ian. He was hesitant to reach out to him. Blank, he heard that he was boastful and arrogant. Blank, Ian approached him. Blank, discussed details about the project. Blank, he felt awkward working with him. Blank, he had no choice. As the days went on, John noticed that Ian was the opposite of what he heard. Blank, they worked as a team and finished their project successfully. And for your final assessment, this is Gauge My Learning. Directions. Choose the appropriate transition words in completing each sentence. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Number 1. Which among these sentences uses a cohesive device correctly? A. I want to enroll this school year, yet I want to continue learning. B. I want to enroll this school year, but I want to continue learning. C. I want to enroll this school year unless I want to continue learning. D. I want to enroll this school year because I want to continue learning. Number 2. Will you cook my favorite food? Blank, will I just buy it? A. And. B. But. C. Or. D. So. Number 3. Pedro eats his dinner early. Blank, he needs to finish his assignment. A. But. B. Because. C. Such as. D. While. Number 4. You can borrow my laptop. Blank, you will use it carefully. A. And. B. As long as. C. Even if. D. So. Number 5. Joy is going to finish her online work. Blank, the internet connection is poor. A. Also. B. And. C. Even if. D. Or. Good news! We have a special offer. Buy one cell phone today and you will get a pocket Wi-Fi for free. You will surely love it because of its advanced features with 24MP front and back camera. It is also a water-resistant phone. You don't want to miss this special offer. Call now. Number 6. In the above paragraph, how is the word and used? A. To add information. B. To show contrast of ideas. C. To compare two things. D. To show reason. Number 7. Althea said that she didn't know Mr. Jose. Blank denied knowing blank. A. He, her. B. He, him. C. She, him. D. She, her. Number 8. Only the ashes of the big building remained after the conflagration. Which of the following is the meaning of conflagration? A. Earthquake. B. Fire. C. Flood. D. Disaster. Number 9. Blank having their online classes, the children were assisted by their parents. A. Although. B. Because. C. Such as. D. While. Number 10. During their virtual graduation rites, Berto was awarded with highest honors. Blank, his parents were truly proud of him. A. And. B. But. C. Or. D. So. Number 11. COVID-19 pandemic threatens the health of the people. Blank, health protocols are imposed. A. And. B. As a result. C. However. D. Or. Number 12. The mountainsides are fertile and abound in vegetation, but the lowlands are rocky and barren. Which then is the meaning of barren? A. Dry. B. Hard. C. Unproductive. D. Productive. 15. Bullying is not good as it affects emotional and psychological behavior of an individual. Most victims of bullying experience physical, emotional, and mental health issues. What cohesive device is applied in the given sentences? A. Pronouns. B. Repetition of words. C. Synonyms. D. Transitional devices. For items 14 to 15, identify what type of speech is being asked or shown in each item. Number 14. What type of speech contains a list of instructions to follow? A. Demonstrative. B. Informative. C. Narrative. D. Persuasive. Number 15. What type of speech tells a story or real event that has happened to some characters in a specific place and time? A. Demonstrative. B. Informative. C. Narrative. D. Persuasive. For your additional activity, write a persuasive text out of the picture below in 3 to 5 sentences. Then, use the cohesive devices in connecting your ideas. Refer to the rubric provided. Use another sheet of paper for your answer. Congratulations everyone for a fun-filled learning experience. Join me again next time as we take the journey of discovering the wonderful world of English 8. This has been Teacher Mel saying education is your weapon in helping build our nation.